Good morning. Today, I'm going to show you the villages. Have you heard about the villages? I think everybody's heard about the villages here in Florida. It started as a little tiny community. Robert and I have been here long enough to remember when there was a trailer park there called Orange Blossom something. But anyway, it's a huge community now. And it's called the villages, and there are truly numerous villages in the villages and that's why it's called the villages. Even though in the beginning it was called the villages, we didn't know. It's like with Disney World. Remember when it first started out, it was just the Magic Kingdom. We called that Disney World. And then later on we found out that wasn't Disney World, that was the Magic Kingdom. Same thing with Spanish Springs was the first community in the villages, I think. So Robert and I go there sometimes to go shopping or whatever. And there's a place right near the entrance of the old Spanish Springs area that is beautiful. I mean, they've got a lake and they've got a little walking trail, and they've got benches, which is one of the things I appreciate. So sitting on that bench one day, I took a photograph, and I used that photograph as the reference photo for this painting that we're going to do today. For those of you who are new, thank you for tuning in. For those of you who have been around a while, you know most of the paintings I'm doing are with pan watercolors. In this case, it's with gouache. And it didn't have to be. It could have been watercolor, I guess. But some of the things I did for like this tree over some of the light areas on top of dark, you can't do with watercolor. Anyway, I'll explain it all as we watch the video. It's about an hour long. And there it is, the Villages, Florida. Beautiful place, lots of golf carts. Probably not for me. I love it. I don't know if I'd want to live there because I like kids. I like seeing kids riding bicycles down the street. I like hearing kids in the yard, 2 houses down, laughing in the swimming pool. I love the sound of kids. So it might not be for me, but I do like going there for the shopping and for the world of beer. Not the beer itself, but the pretzels. All right. Is that too much information? All right, here we go. Okay, good morning. Today is Saturday, and I thought I would do a quick greeting card painting. And today, instead of using the Winsor & Newton pan watercolors, I'm going to use these. This is a gouache paint set made by Master's Touch. It looks like it was originally $19.99, if you can see that, and then it looks like I paid $8.99, and I think I got it at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure. So this is gouache. I'm guessing most of you are familiar with gouache. It's kind of like, well, it's very much like watercolor. And even if it dries on the palette, you could reactivate it. Here's my old palette. And all of these little blobs of paint can be reactivated with water. And it works just as well as if it's out of the tube. So today I'm going to do a painting. So this is going to be my palette, this over here, and this is going to be the my canvas, the card that I'm painting. If you're brand new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. So what I wanted to start out with is a couple of colors. I'm going to do a landscape. So I'm going to take this blue. I'm not really sure which blue. I can't really tell from the labeling. I really can never tell. I have to see it actually on paper. But I know that I want some blue for the sky. Now in this particular kit, I'm going to be honest with you. There's 2 whites. This one is called white. Just white. And this one is called titanium white. I honestly don't know the difference, so I'm going to use them both and see if I can figure it out. Now, I'm doing a landscape, so I got the yellows and the blues. Now, we could take yellow and blue and make green, but why waste paint when you already have green in the kit here? So let's see, they have something called green pale, green medium, and grass green. So I'm gonna go for, oh, and then they have green deep. I gotta use that one. And then I use green pale. I don't know. I'm just having fun here. These are the colors I'm using. I don't see any red in the picture, the reference photo that I'm using. However, I'm going to pull out the purple to possibly become the color I use for the shadows. And because there are areas that need to be muted, I think I'll use the crimson red to mute the green. It's the greens that dominate the picture, so. All right, what is this one? What is that one called? That one's called Viridian Hue. All right, I don't know. I probably should put some yellow ochre in there too. Yellow ochre always seems to call out. So especially, there's a little bit of sand in this picture too. Like a little bit of, because Florida is covered with sand. I'll tell you what I'm painting in a second. Okay. Well, you might already know because you saw the intro. You do already know. Because I always do the intro last. All right, so these are the colors I'm going to use. All right, let's put a little dabble do you on it. Okay. So let's start out with the green pale. And it looks like I've used it before. So I'll put a little dot, just a little dot. Because who knows how much I'm going to use. But I'll keep it over here to the side. And then next to that I'll put the green deep. This might come in handy for some of the darker areas of the trees. Oh, that is deep. Oh, that is pretty deep. Okay. And then, let's see, I think I'll go for the yellow ochre. Probably use that a bit in this painting. Not too much, I don't think. And let's see, the three blues I got here. The Prussian blue. I'm not sure why I picked that one. There it is. Oh, it's still got the medium in it. Well, they all have the medium, but you know what I mean. It's separated. The cerulean blue. I'm never going to remember what these. Oh, I didn't even use this one yet. See. So this is brand new. Take that little cap off, like on toothpaste. It's like a toothpaste cap. Put that one on there. Oh, that's kind of a nice blue. That might be good for the sky. And let's see. Cobalt blue. Let's see if I've used that one before. Yeah, I must have used it before. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, it's very thin. Wonder why. And then the lemon yellow. Lemon tree, very pretty. And the lemon flower is sweet. But the fruit of the lemon is impossible to eat. And then we have the crimson red. There is no red in the picture. However, red comes in handy as a way to bring green down. I'm going to have to put more of that green. I have a feeling that pale green is going to need to be a little bit more plentiful. Let me make 2 dots instead of making the 1 dot bigger. And then we have the 2 whites. Now I want to see if I can figure out the difference. This one is called white, and I guess I've used it because it's open. There's some white. This is going to be interesting because I've been using the dry paints for so long. And this is titanium white. Now, titanium white is always the the white I use when I do acrylics. So I don't know the difference. Looking at it in person, let me see if I can show you on the camera. I don't know, this one looks maybe a little creamier. I don't know what that would make a difference on the actual painting. All right, let's just begin. So it, like I said, it behaves as watercolor. You don't have to use it as watercolor. But I think I will. A little bit anyway. So the first thing I want to do is get the sky blue. And the main reason I wanted to use the gouache instead of the Winsor & Newton pan watercolor. The main reason is because this particular photograph I'm using is a photograph I took down in the villages here in Florida, and it has nothing to do with the villages actually. The sky was just so blue. All right, I think I'm going to go for this blue here and let it spread. Look at that, nice. Look how that does that. It's a little overkill though. All right, so this is the titanium. All right, let's add some titanium to that. Yeah, that's a little more realistic, I think. Isn't that cool how the water just spreads it out? That is awesome. And then I do intend on putting some clouds in there, so I can, because this is gouache, I'll be able to put a layer on top of a layer. You can do that with regular watercolor too. It's just you got to do dark. You got to do dark on top of light, pretty much. All right. Well, there's our sky. How about that for a quick thing, huh? All right. Now, since blue and yellow make green, and since I have a little blue on the brush already, let me see how I want to do this. Let me take some of this yellow here, mix it with the blue that's already in the brush. A little bit more blue, I guess. There, that's a nice green. I know I have green already over there, but the green across the pond here is very light yellow green. It's not perfectly green, it's yellow, like a yellow green, and I'm purposefully letting it bleed into the sky. Let's just hope it doesn't go too far. Okay, and then what we want to do, keep it a little bit of almost like a straight line, and then okay, some of this dark green. Was that the dark green? That almost looks like doesn't that look almost like blue over there? Not sure what I want to do with that. Let me add some red to darken it up a little bit. Add some of the yellow to it. A little bit more yellow. Hey, I'm trying to get because this is going to be reflections of the trees. I want to keep a little area of white, even though I can add it later on. I'll just kind of brush it in like that. Keep a very thin line of white in there. There we go. And I just got to let that top part dry, and then I can start adding stuff into it. And this bottom part too. And so I'm actually doing the reflections first, only because the sky is still wet there. So let's add a little bit more green to this, a little bit more yellow. So the Villages is a really beautiful community that is south of where I live, and it's a very vibrant community. I'm going to say it's a 55 plus, meaning to own a home there you have to be at least 55 years old, I think. I'm not 100%, I'm pretty sure it started out that way, and I'm pretty sure it still is that way. But the reason I'm reluctant to commit to that statement is because I see a lot of young people down there. I don't live there, but Robin and I go there for a couple things. There's a chocolate shop down there we go to. We have a great chocolate shop in Ocala too, but there's one particular thing Robin likes to get from that shop. I think it's called Angel Food or something. I'm not really sure what it is, but she likes to get that down there. So we go down there, and then there's the world of beer. I don't know if you know the world of beer, but I like the world of beer. I don't drink beer. Robin likes to drink beer, but I like the pretzels they have there. Oh my gosh, the pretzels are unbelievable. So right now we want to get this couple of shades of blue in here. Some rich blue, just like with the sky, because ultimately that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the sky reflecting in the water. And I want to keep a little bit of this area over here to be the shore that I'm standing on. So I really made a mistake right there, but it's okay, I can fix it. There we go. Just let me bring this down. Get this blue in here. We can always darken some of this and lighten it. We can darken it and lighten it. Keeping it like a watercolor-ish feel. It's kind of my goal. Okay, now I'm going to have to really work that later on because that's not doing too good. All right, now I do have some... Did I put some purple down here? Maybe that's what that is. Is that purple? I can't remember. Or was that purple? Didn't I put purple in there? Oh, let me use the yellow ochre. I'm going to use the yellow ochre as the ground right here. Keep it very spotty so we can have some light coming through, because I'm still going to use the watercolor technique of using the paper as the bright spots, although look how much I've already covered the paper, so who knows, I might not end up doing that. Alright, well there we go, we got a little hint of it there. There we go. Okay, now what we gotta do is we gotta take this green here, add some of that red to it, and make it dark. You see how that looks? I don't know if you can see that or not, it's in the picture. I'm gonna take that. Looks like the sky is dry. So I'm gonna add a lot of dark areas over here. And start to build these trees. There's a nice tree over there. The top of the card is right there, so I gotta remember that. We want to get a lot of the darkness under the tree. And then we're going to put a lot of the light yellow, light green up on top. So anyway, I was telling you about the villages as a place to live. It's let's just go ahead and say it's a retirement community, a 55 plus community. Although, like I said, I see a lot of young people there. So Rob and I like going there for a couple of the shops, but it's also a great place to just walk around. You know, sometimes you just want to go someplace and walk. And so that's one of the things that I want to talk about with this particular painting, because when you think of a community like the villages, you mostly think of as I already mentioned, the businesses that are there, right? But there's some beautiful landscaping there too that needs to be noticed, especially if you're thinking about moving there. And so I wanted to paint it a little bit. Hope I do it justice. Can bring some of this down here, like reflections. So all I'm really trying to do now is the deep, deep tones that are underneath the trees, the shadows, etc. And we'll go back and forth a little bit to get that sensation of water. And Rob and I went there the day I took the photograph that I'm using as a reference photo, and we just kind of sat there and listened to the surroundings and looked around. There's a lot of golf carts in the villages. Everybody seems to have a golf cart. I don't know if it's true that everybody does, but there's a lot of golf carts over there, and I'll tell you what, it looks like fun. I think if I ever lived in a community that was a golf cart community, I think I would probably be one of those people. I'd be one of those old guys with the golf cart. I'd be one of those old guys just watching traffic. I see what they do too. They'll sit there sometimes and just watch the traffic. I think I would prefer to have something to do. Like, I don't know, maybe a sketchbook or something. So, okay, I want to make this tree here a lot taller. I'm just going to try to give myself a good composition here. Just kind of bring it up there. And right now it's got a lot of red in it. That's a little bit distracting, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, make that one the big centerpiece, I guess, of this picture. Okay. And then let's go back to the green over here. I think the green was affecting the red more than the red was affecting the green, so I gotta fix that. Make some little wisps of grass over here. Looks like there's some grass there. Make that yellow. Okay. Little bits. And you see it just like with acrylic, it's starting to dry on the palette. So I'll have to reactivate it, get it wet again. Okay, that looks good. Let me keep that brush in the water. Alright, let me use another brush, and I'm going to use the yellow a lot. I'm going to try to get this yellow to be the bright spots on the tree. And then we can always add a hint of blue to that so that it looks green again. I think this tree is actually over the water here. So you see how that's looking. Again, I think I'm liking the green that is made from the blue with the yellow together more than I am the green out of the tube. I think I'm liking that better. I'm gonna have to add some of that green to this water too. Keep that green, that yellow in there. Keep that yellow there. We might, sometimes we go to, Rob and I go to the villages to, like I say, just to walk around. And one time when we were much younger, we went down to the villages because they have this fake door. And we thought it looked cool to be a fake door for a video we were making for kids. Back in those days, Rob and I did a lot of music and stuff for children. And so we made a haunted house sort of a video for Halloween. And the whole point of the story, now, okay, Robin and I went under the name Robin and the Giant, and we tried to do stuff for kids that seemed like good for children, and it was good for children. So the whole point of the message, I guess, if you will, of the video was to show children that all that scary stuff on Halloween is only pretend. And in our video, the haunted house that we were in, which wasn't a real haunted house, it was something we made up, but the haunted house we were in was a fundraiser to raise money for the children's ward at the hospital. And it was just a silly little thing we did, you know. What's funny is, so we used that door as the pretend door to the entrance to the haunted house, which it didn't even open the door. It was just a door there on the property, like on a fake wall. The area is called Spanish Springs. That's where this painting is from. That's where this the reference photo is from that I'm doing here. Okay. I said I was going to put clouds in the sky, didn't I? I still will. I still will, I guess. Or maybe I won't, I don't know. So, yeah, we did that, and that was like 15 years ago we did that. That was a long time ago. That was toward the end of our years as Robin and the Giant. Everybody still calls us that, though, a lot of times. they'll see us in public, and like we do the first Friday art walk downtown Ocala, and people will still say, "Hey, Robin and the Giant." So I guess we made a name for ourselves that we can't shake, but that's okay. I'm proud of what we did. I'm happy with what we did. That's a better way to say it. All right, I'm going to use some white here. I don't know if this is... I just want this to be over here. Make some of that green with white. Just make it very light green. And it might work over here too on some of these trees. And then we have to make a very, very dark bottom here. Take some of this red. Make a very dark bottom. Yeah, I think the way to do this is to get that green and that red together and make it very, like a very dark, super dark green. Make some shades over there. Now this part needs to be lighter for sure, and this part needs to be darker. A little piece right here that sticks out. Just trying to get these. What's interesting is that the photograph doesn't really have these reds in it, but I kind of like the way it's working with this picture here. Kind of like the way it's coming together to create these trees. Alright, let me get another brush. And let's go ahead and use some of that white. Maybe I used one that's just called white instead of titanium white. I'm going to try to lighten some of these areas in the water. See if I can do it. Let's get it a little brighter. Maybe a very small hint of blue to it. Very, very light blue. Because we do want it to be reflecting the sky. Yeah, that's working. That's working pretty good. Yeah, that's a trick you really can't do with watercolor. You really have to plan it out. With gouache, with acrylic, with oil, you can sometimes paint over it. With watercolor, you're pretty stuck. But that's one of the beauties of watercolor too. It's got that beautiful look to it. So let's make this really super light here. Make this really light color. Just get this white in there. And And this foreground area should be much darker than it is, so I'll work on that next. I'm debating about whether to put a foreground tree in here, because I kind of like the way it looks right now, but we'll see. Try to get that look of the sky reflecting in the water. A little bit more white right there. Maybe that's the bright spot. Here we go. All right, now let's, that's not that wet. It's kind of dry. It's kind of a dry brush technique right there. I'm going to add some white clouds to the sky now. It doesn't need to be that big of a deal, just a few, just to create some little character to the sky, I guess. That's kind of all I needed to do. Was that right there, isn't it? Yeah, didn't need to do a whole lot to make the look of a cloud. Just a little white fluffy clouds. There we go. Okay. So now I want to make this area here a little bit darker. Try to use this green and this red together to create these little areas of shadow. Pieces of grass sticking up. Yeah. I think maybe we do need a foreground tree. Let me think how to do that. Okay. Let's see if I want to do this. We get very dark. You noticed I don't have any black in the palette here. I'm tempted to get some though. There's a little tree right here coming up. Little tree. And the tree goes up. It's taller than those trees over there because it's in the foreground. What colors did I have? You know, maybe I'll use, this is what they call mauve. Mauve. I would call it purple, but it's mauve. It says mauve. I thought I used purple already. I'm not sure. Okay. I know I don't want the mauve right now. What I want, actually, is the very light yellow green. So I'm going to take some more yellow here and put it right there. And I'm going to take some of that green that I had. There's the titanium white. I guess I can start putting it back in the box. I'm probably not going to use them again. There's that mauve that I just used. And then there's mauve. Do you remember that TV show? Maud. Not mauve. I keep that blue out just in case I need that for the green. There's Prussian blue. I'll never remember the names of these colors. Oops. There's white. I got enough white on the palette. I'm looking to see if I used the purple. Something called purple. There's crimson red. I'll keep that one out just in case. There's cerulean blue. And there's green deep. Well, I got that out there. It's already on the palette. And then there's green pale. I got that on the palette. Obviously. No, I never put any purple out there. Alright. That gave that time to dry while I was doing that. Alright, let's take this yellow and make some highlights here for this tree here. Go ahead and add some green to it, make it a little bit yellow green. Make sure it can cover. Make sure we can cover the pieces that we want to cover. Yeah, I kind of like that. I know it's right on the edge of the composition, but so if you ever come to Florida and you're looking, now the Villages is not a place you would go to if you were just vacationing here, unless you had family or in the area. I say that because there's really no like theme park or anything over there, but it is kind of a cool place to go. Like if you're an older person, even if you're younger, there's some spots over there that probably are okay for younger people. It's a beautiful place. But if you're an older person and you just want to hang out, and if you're young, you might not be at the point yet where you can really relate to what I'm going to say. But you know, if you want to feel young sometimes and you're not young, like me, sometimes it's cool to be hanging out with people who are your age or even older, because you know, it's like Einstein said, it's a relative thing. It's Einstein science. Einstein science. The science of feeling young when you're not really young. But it's not really about feeling young. You know what it is? It's not about feeling young. It's about not feeling old. That's what it is. I don't know that I feel young when I go there. I just don't feel so old because everybody else is old. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Don't get me wrong, I like being around young people. I'm not really one who really likes the idea of a 55 plus community. No offense to them. It's a wonderful community. But I kind of always liked the idea of children. Like, I like seeing kids on bicycles riding down the street. You know, that old, like, Norman Rockwell kind of feeling. Does that make sense when I say it that way? Norman Rockwell. Or, you know, like what they called Americana back once upon a time. I don't know if they still do that or not. But so, and they got like restaurants. They always have entertainment. I have mixed feelings about the entertainment. It's always exciting, and people always seem to love it, and people like to dance, and it's there's nothing wrong with it. But I like well, they have some. I was gonna say I like different kinds of music, and to be fair to them, they have a place called the Sharon, which was named after, I think, a lady named Sharon Morse. I think Sharon Morse was the wife, maybe, of the guy who founded it, the Villages. I don't know that for a fact. I could be wrong about that. But they named, I think it used to be a church, and then they converted it into like an entertainment complex, like a theater. And they have famous people come there and perform. It's kind of cool. I've only seen one. I saw John Tesh there. Rob and I went to see John Tesh. Rob and I used to talk to John Tesh on the radio show. He was a guest all the time. So, in a way, we kind of knew him. But so we went to see him play. I'm just trying to create this tree here. Alright, now I'm still not happy with this foreground here. I still feel like I want it to be darker. Yeah, I try to put some little hint of leaves or grass here. Try to reuse that. Is it purple right there? I think that's the purple. Purple sometimes works nicely as a shadow color. You have to work it, you have to lighten it up and stuff, but hey, I was thinking about something the other day. I want to tell you my thought. Gold, the metal gold, is considered valuable, right? It's precious. And yet, our whole world is built with steel, iron. So I think steel is, right? Steel is it's a mixture of iron and carbon, I think, if I remember right. Anyway, but steel is considered very cheap, very affordable, and it's everywhere. It builds bridges, it builds buildings. We have everything built out of steel. And yet, gold is the one that's considered the valuable one. And I was thinking, that's the same way it is with people, if you think about it. Celebrities, famous people, the so-called elite, they're considered like the gold, right? They're the ones who are famous. They're the ones we all talk about. But they're not the ones who build the world. They're not the backbone of the world. The backbone of the world is you and me. The ones who nobody really pays attention to. You know, gold only hangs around your neck. Steel lifts you up, gets you over the rivers. Steel. And that's what you are. You are steel. Even if you're a celebrity, you are a celebrity only in the eyes of those who consider you a celebrity, and you know in your own heart that you're just you, and you're important, and you're the backbone of this world in so many ways. I have no idea if I'm doing a good job here on this foreground here. I still feel like there needs to be something right here. What do you think? If I rest, am I going to ruin it if I put something there? I'm going to ruin it if I put something there. Let me take this and this. Make some really dark. Okay, here we go, kids. I'm going to put something there. I might be ruining it. Let's see how that works out. We'll have to bring this all the way up to the top. So let's just go to the top and start to put these little things here. That whole tree is going to be obscured now. The whole tree in the background. I'm not so sure I like that. I'm not so sure I like what I'm doing there. What if I brought this all the way to the top here? Go past the line, like folding the card on. What if I made that like one of those palm trees, a tall, tall palm tree? Alright, this might be a mistake. Gotta get this looking like a palm tree now. Now that I started it, I'm committed to it now. Some of this yellow green here. I got quiet because I'm so concerned about that. What I'm doing is ruining the painting. I guess it's working out. I guess I can see it starting here. So I'll just keep doing it. Just keep working it. And it is gouache, so I guess that means I could probably paint over it if I really wanted to. We'll see. We'll see how it comes out. I just want to get these branches to look a little bit like a real tree. A little palm tree here. On Palm Sunday, the recent couple weeks ago when it was Palm Sunday, everybody had palms. I'm thinking, the people buy them, and I'm thinking, wow, they're everywhere here. You just go outside and get them. The ones that grow close to the ground, you know. All right, let me try and get this light green. Let me get some light green ones in there. So there's some dark and there's some light. Get the green and the yellow. So the fold of the card is right there. I don't really need to paint above it, but I feel like I should a little bit anyway. It's very illustration, isn't it? This dark area here. Let's get some of this very light yellow ochre to be in the picture here. I guess that's okay. It's not too bad. You give a little bit more light to this side of the tree, a little bit of sunlight hitting it. There we go. Well, it is a nicer composition now, isn't it? Okay. Well, I'm okay with it now. I can go ahead and use some of this white to maybe give it a little bit more of a sense of dappled light here on the surface of the foreground. So this is the Villages, and it's in the Spanish Springs area. I'm almost done with the painting here. So if you are living in the Villages and you've never discovered this place, it's right near the entrance. It's right near where it all started, and it's a bench there. There's more than one bench. Plenty of nice places to sit. All right, I think I'm going to call it done. I think it's dry enough I can fold it. Let's see. I just want to show you something because it's going to cut off the top part of that tree, which I didn't need to do, see? But now, when somebody gets it, they can open it and see the other part of the tree. It almost looks like a postcard, doesn't it? It's a postcard. Okay, I think we're done. Looks like we made it to an hour. 1 hour it took to do that. Okay. I'll see you later.